Hi, I'm Nate. I'm one of the co-founders here at N2. I want to just take you through and show you just how easy it is to produce a video using Sage. So we'll start on the dashboard here because the idea behind Sage is to give you every tool you could possibly need to produce content at scale. Where that's going to begin is with organization. So making sure that when you have an idea, you can just add a new idea in right here. Or, of course, you can use the content AI tools, specifically the ideation agent, to produce some ideas for you. So there are a couple of things to think about here. The first is evergreen or timely. Evergreen is going to be content that has a longer shelf life. We're talking anywhere from 6 months to a year. These are broader concepts, whereas timely ideation, this is much more off the cuff. It's going to be what's happening now in politics, in the markets, you name it, whatever you want to talk about that's happening in this moment. So we'll go with evergreen ideation for now. The other thing I should mention is that yes, it's only going to take you 15 minutes to actually produce a video, but ahead of time, you're going to have to complete your Sage profile. So this takes maybe 25 minutes to go in and add all the information that Sage will use to customize all of your outputs to you, your firm, and your ideal audience. So we have to understand that when I'm in ideation, it's going to be pulling from my entire Sage profile. You can also check for duplicates. Right now, I don't have any on my board. I wiped the slate for this video, so we won't have to worry about that at all. We won't give it any specific topics because it'll just pull from the Sage profile and we can go ahead and generate the ideas. There are a couple of things that are happening behind the scenes here. First and foremost, it is gathering everything in your Sage profile to understand what your clients want to learn about, what are their primary pain points, and then really what are they thinking about that you can maybe educate them on. Then it's combining your Sage profile with all of our best practices, the pieces of content that we know are extremely effective. So what you're going to see here are things like listicles or controversial and surprising takes. These are the types of content that we know work. So let's look at a couple of these. One, why budgeting with spreadsheets fails most high earners. So something I have in my Sage profile is that I think budgeting is done incorrectly right now. You don't need a spreadsheet to succeed with budgeting. So let's use this one as an example. We'll add it to the board. When I click that button, it's going to pop up right here, right? So under ideas, it's going to have the title and the description, but it's not going to have the video script. Luckily, we don't have to write it. We can go to the script generator. We can select directly from the video board, making sure that we're still using that Sage profile, and then it will pull in everything that was just generated. Something I love about Sage is that you can do a voice memo. So if we read the idea details here, traditional budgeting feels like punishment rather than motivation. Simple automatic systems work better than tracking every dollar, and focusing every big decision, not every expense, drives the most progress. So I want this to push towards a lead magnet that I have. I have a lead magnet on automating your finances. The call to action for this video specifically should be pushing people to my automation lead magnet. So then we have the voice memo in there too. If you want, you can upload any studies, any lead magnets. I could put the lead magnet right in here as a PDF, but I won't do that for now. I'll just hit generate script. So here, we're not only using your Sage profile and our best practices, we are also running checks against FINRA rules and SEC rules to make sure that the content that actually comes out is compliant. Of course, we're not compliance experts. We just do our best to get you as close to the finish line as possible. That way, when you do send it to compliance, you just have less of a headache to deal with, even if they do give you pushback. So we're going to run the compliance checks. We're also going to do all of the formatting and length checks because there are very specific ways to present and structure this content. And if we want it to be less than a minute, it can only be a certain length. So when we take all of those and we coalesce them together, we get a script that isn't 30% of the way there, like you would have if you were just using baseline ChatGPT. We're going to get to something that's 95% of the way there, 100% of the way there. And for most people with no experience script writing, this might actually be 110% or 150% of what you might have produced on your own. that's the great thing about Sage, is that it's not just going to kind of get you there. It's not going to give you a partial tool. It's actually going to make your output good enough that it actually supports your business. So as we wait for the script to run, oh, never mind. I don't have to wait anymore. So as we can see, we now have the hook, the most important part, and then we also have the body, which is going to be a simple 1-2 punch. And we have some references where we can do text overlays and editing, that kind of thing. And then for the CTA, I created a free email course that walks you through setting up this exact automated system. So this is the great part. I mentioned that lead magnet, but I didn't tell you or Sage that it's an email course. That's actually in my Sage profile. So it has pulled everything from that and everything from my voice memo and has absolutely nailed what I want it to say. So I can go ahead and I can add it to the board. So now it's going to move it over here. We're going to have it in scripts. Now you can see that we have the revised script, right? So I actually have 2 in here from 2 different iterations. This is the one that I just did. So if you just want to expand this out and then turn towards the camera and start to present your script going back and forth. So we would look at the hook and we would say, I'm going to say something that might sound crazy coming from a financial advisor. You should probably stop budgeting. I'm going to say something that might sound pretty crazy coming from a financial advisor. You should probably stop budgeting. So that's one way that we can do it. If you would rather use a teleprompter, you can just copy the entire script out of here and you can drop it in your teleprompter app, whichever one works best for you. But regardless, in about 10 minutes, let's say, with descriptions, we have now gotten to the point where we are sitting in front of the camera and we are ready to record the video. And once it's recorded, we can just upload it straight to Sage and our in-house editing team is going to handle everything in post. You'll get the video back in 3 days and you'll be able to distribute it however you see fit.